So welcome to this case study interview. I've got Igor here. He just finished his 12-week transformation with me, implemented the kinetic method. And yeah, Igor, why don't you go ahead, tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do, how old you are. Yeah, give us some insights.
Oh man, you want all my secrets.
Exactly.
So I'm Igor. I own a IT company, cybersecurity. We work with small businesses. I will be turning 39 years old in August. Was there
Nice.
something else?
No, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. I think a lot of people,
I'm a
you
man
know,
of a few words, so everybody
that's
knows.
fine. Yeah, that's fine. I was saying, a lot of people want to see how old is this guy and is he really busy because most people are busy
Yeah,
and yeah,
I'm
so
busy. I'm super busy. Being in IT, it's like being an ER doctor. You're on call 24/7. Plus, I got young kids and wife and family, so I'm definitely busy.
good, man. So yeah, what do you say were some of the things you were struggling 90 days ago, 3, 4 months ago, before we started work together, before you started implementing the kinetic method? Like, how did your life look like in terms of your body, your physical health, your relationships at work? How was that showing up? Can you give us some insights there, some details?
Yeah, so 90 days ago, I would say I was very sick. I did not have any energy. I felt bad every day, tired, uh, sad, angry, just very emotional. Uh, it was tough because there was a lot of things happening. Obviously, there was a lot of stress happening because of the COVID situation that affected the business, that affected the personal relationships, and everything else. In general, my health was in a very bad shape. For the past probably 15 years.
Past 15 years. And what kind of impact would you say did your health, your energy had, you know, on your personal relationships, but also at work inside your business the last 15 years?
Yeah. Well, it was a lot of negativity. All right. So when you're not feeling well, you start to feel frustrated. You start to feel angry, and obviously that affects everything else, all the business relationships, all the personal relationships. Because if you're in a bad mood, you're going to take it out on everybody else, and that's more or less how it's been for me. It's hard to admit, but it affected a lot of things in my personal life and my business life in a negative way, because I wasn't feeling well. Right? If you're not getting a good night's sleep, in the morning you're waking up all grouchy and angry, and something doesn't happen right at work, an employee makes a mistake, you know child breaks something, and all of a sudden it turns into a lot of conflicts and negativity. So it was definitely not something to I was proud of.
Sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially when you say how you feel. A lot of people see weight loss or the fitness and health and how they look. We see the surface, but a lot of times also it's what happens on the inside, how we perform, how we react, just as you described very well.
Yeah.
And if we go a little bit deeper in terms of your fitness and health, like, with your weight, pressure, blood sugar levels, like, I know it because we've been working together. But what was the situation there? Like, what were some of the issues or things you were struggling with as well, besides not feeling well about
Yeah.
yourself or inside your body?
So I think what affected me, and it's hasn't been healed yet, but we're working on it, is definitely the blood sugar and the blood pressure, because that affects everything else within your body and mind. So before we started working together, I tried all sorts of diets and lifestyle, what people call these things, changes, right? Uh, and at times it would bring my blood sugar or blood pressure not to normal levels, but it would lower it a little bit, but it was not sustainable, right? It was like maybe for a day, day and a half at most, and then it would just basically go back up. When we started working together, after probably about 8 weeks, and it's not something I measure regularly, even though I should, I started measuring it a couple of times a week, and I saw my blood, my blood sugar levels almost being in that normal range. And this is while I'm not really suffering on my nutrition, where I'm, not eating things. I'm still eating. I've told you this, right? Like a chocolate bar, and I'm not talking about like a piece. I'm talking about a chocolate bar a day with fruits and stuff like that. And at that same time, bringing down my sugar levels, which was like unbelievable, right? I sent you a picture where I measured it on two different devices just to make sure that it's not a glitch. So it was definitely you know a good effect. Not even an effect. It's like it's a feeling, right? Where I've been trying to lower it for years with no success on my own, right? And then with your help, after 2 months, it's down to almost where it should be. So that was it's one of those feelings you can't describe or explain.
That's a great story, man. I appreciate that you shared it here. I remember when you sent me the screenshot in WhatsApp with the two
Yeah,
devices. I was thrilled, man. So
yeah, you were. Trust me, I was more thrilled.
I bet, man. Yeah, weight loss is one thing, but the other thing is like what happens as a result or as a positive consequence inside our life. And yeah, what you just said with the blood pressure or sorry, blood sugar levels. That's yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely a turning point in my life.
good, man. So you said you tried like, diet and diet, lifestyle hacks, all these things. What got you to the point where you said, you know what, like I'll give this guy a shot and let's start work together? Like what exactly was it?
Yeah, so my and this is something that we discussed before we started working together, and I'm gonna say it to whoever's gonna listen. Uh, there's a lot of diets and lifestyle changes or whatever you want to call it these days. There's a new one every week, and once you get into it, you watch a documentary on Netflix, you start listening to people, and all of a sudden, keto is the best thing there is. There's nothing better, right? If you want to get healthy, you do that. A week later, all of a sudden, it's not keto because keto is going to kill you, and it's going to be the vegan diet or the paleo diet or whatever it is. And everybody has a really good point why their diet is better and it works while the other one doesn't. And so, and I've tried all those, and I came to a point: who do I trust? Right? I couldn't really trust anybody because everybody's saying they're better, and they have things that say the other ones is not as good. And I've tried all of them, and I didn't really have any success because of that shining syndrome, shiny object syndrome, whatever it's called. Is you're always looking for like a quick fix, right? Like that magic pill, right? I'm gonna do keto for 30 days. I'm only gonna eat lots of fat and protein and no carbs, and I'm gonna be healthy, right? You might lose weight, but the question is, are you gonna be healthy on the inside, right? So that's what a lot of people don't understand is weight loss doesn't equal health. And when we started working together, you kind of told me, the kinetic method is a combination of various things that's sustainable. Because the biggest issue I think that people are having, and I was having, is sustainability, right? If you can't sustain it for the rest of your life or long periods of time, it's not going to work, right? It's just going to be like everybody calls it yo-yo diet, right? You're going to lose 5 pounds, you're going to gain it back in 2 weeks, and you're pretty much going to give up on everything. So when during our initial conversation, you explain to me that your method is not like any of those things, and we customize it, right? Because everybody's different, everybody's body is different, and needs are different. So that's basically what I really liked, is that we're going to have like a customized plan of the things, because I told you, listen, I need to have meat, right? I cannot be on the vegan diet. And so you worked with me on the plan, and obviously, based on the results, it's worked, and I can sustain it. It's not something that I'm suffering, where every day I think, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to eat this or that.
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, if you can't sustain it, what's the point? You can lose all the weight only to then gain it all back.
Yeah, exactly.
So when you say you can sustain it with the meat, with the chocolate bars, the desserts, whatever it is that you want to eat, now you've been on vacation last week, so you could always eat what you want. Do you think this is something you can do for the next, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years?
Yeah, I think I have to do it, till the day I die. And again, that's basically the way, I'm not looking at it as a diet, or, it really has to be a lifestyle, right? You have to educate yourself, change your mindset about certain things, because, you know, food is killing us, right? All that's being produced, manufactured, processed foods, that's what's killing us. So you have to have that mindset shift, right? To know what's healthy and what's not, what to eat and what not to eat. And obviously, with your methods, you explain all that, and your customized plan helps with that. So it might be tough. It was tough a little bit for me because I love, as I say, I live to eat, and my wife says, she eats to live. So, food was a big thing. Before we started working together, I told you, I'm a big guy and I love to eat. So it's crucial to me that I'm satisfied with what I eat, not that I just eat like, a carrot and, live with that. So that was a big thing.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. Because at the end of the day, it's pointless if you can't do it, yeah, basically till the day you die. Because if you know, oh, I can do this for 8, 12 weeks, but as soon as we stop working together, you're going to quit because you just hate the process, then it's,
Yeah.
yeah, just money thrown out of the
And
window and
and there
time and
were
energy and everything.
yeah, and there were, and I've told you this, I was 100% transparent with you. There were, a couple of times where I slipped, especially in the beginning, and it's going to happen. All right, we're humans, especially in the beginning. Your body is going to crave certain things when it comes to food. The main thing is to get back on track, right? It happened, forget about it, move on. And the more you're going to stick to the program, the less it's going to happen, right? And even if it does happen, it's going to be very easy to get back on. You're not going to feel guilty, right? It happened. It's a big deal. Just move on.
Yeah, very well said. Just move on and focus on the other 364 days, not like on that one day, and then that one day determines your entire year. No, the entire year
Yeah.
determines how the year looks, not just one day out of
Yep.
365 days. So yeah,
Yeah. Not one mistake.
exactly, exactly. It's yeah. At the end of the day, it's all about the focus and knowing like, hey, how can I make it work even if I slip up? How can I get back on track fast? And yeah. So what would you say was, after 12 weeks, like the biggest result, or just the number one thing you say, hey, looking back, or even where you are right now, this is like what you're most happy about?
Well, there were a lot of results. So um, obviously there was weight loss, right? So all my clothes now is large on me, which is a good and a bad thing, So now I have to go shopping for new clothes. Uh, I have more energy. My mind is more clear, right? I had this kind of I don't know, a thought, or I'm not sure what you call it, but you know, we watch athletes, right? They exercise, professional athletes, right? They exercise nonstop, right? This is how they get to be the top of their game. Now, whereas business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, we're not in an athletic world, but we're in the mind, right? We need to use our brains, right? Instead of our muscles more. And how do we get that top performance, right? And we get the top performance by using, methods such as yours that includes nutrition, working out, uh, you know, air breathing exercises, a little bit of meditation to get into that top performance where your mind can perform at 100%, right? You're going to make better business decision, right? You're going to have more energy to work on more projects or do more things within your business. You're going to have more energy for your family, for your kids, for your friends, or charities, volunteering, whatever you're going to whatever you love to do. You can have more capability to do those things. And it's very important that we don't think that we need to exercise for our mind to be able to focus more and concentrate more on those things.
So would you say that's been your biggest win, like the mental clarity, or like just getting ahead of your game?
I've had a lot of wins. Uh, mental clarity is a big thing, especially at this time. A lot of business owners, they're in a very bad situation or position because of COVID. Right, the government shut down. We're in the U.S. small business, right? Hard to operate, things like that. So a lot of business owners are panicking. If your mind is not clear, if you can't think straight, it's going to be a lot more difficult for you and your business to make it through this tough period of time, right? If your mind is clear, you can put a plan together that will make it a lot easier for you to survive and hopefully thrive in these situations, right? It's like if you're that's why they say you can't drink and drive, right? Because if your mind is cloudy, you can't react, right? You might not see a person that's crossing the street, a car that's stopped in front of you, you're going to crash, you're going to kill somebody. Well, same thing in business. Your mind is not clear, you're not going to make the good decisions, the correct decisions, to especially in this situation when it's very tough, to get out in front or to sustain your business. So that's a huge that was a huge thing for me, with the improved sleep, improved energy, just overall feeling better. My mind is clear, I'm not focusing, I'm not so much thinking, oh my god, am I going to get a heart attack in 2 minutes or something like that. So I'm not thinking about those things anymore.
Sure, that's perfect, man. Especially that it went beyond like looking good, having you just
Yeah, looking
having a
good
little bit
was never
weight loss.
never yeah. And
Exactly.
this is I told you, I look the way I look. I have a wife now, so she's happy, so I'm happy, right? So it's not about the looks, it's about the inside, right? As the famous saying, don't judge the book by its cover. There's a lot of people who are fit, they look good, but they're sick on the inside, right? So my main thing is what's on the inside. I don't want to be sick on the inside.
Makes sense. 100%. So yeah, moving on. Talking about what you just said with the analogy, with the book cover and everything, is a really good transition. Even though I agree with you, we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. We should look in the inside, because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. However, it's within human nature that we still do it. So talking about that and given that context, what would you say have been some of the reactions in your environment, from the people in your environment? Maybe they saw you in a Zoom meeting, your family, your daughter, and again, not about the looks, but more like what do
Yeah.
those people? Yeah.
So You know, what I noticed is, I can fit into a large shirt like loosely, and before it would be XL or double XL depending on the brand. So, uh, that's something that I notice, and my pants, my shorts, even my smallest belt is large. It doesn't hold my pants up. My wife says that I've toned in pretty much all the areas. Yesterday she just said, and I know I'm like sitting like this, so you can't see me, but my neck has gotten a lot thinner and taller. Now I did not grow, but because before it was more thick and shorter neck because I was like this, right? Uh, so I don't know if you can see it, but overall, just and the thing that I noticed, and I said it's not about the looks, but uh, when we go to the pool and the gym, there's mirrors everywhere, and without my shirt now, I see more or less a composition of a body, not just a blob of something, right? So my arms, my shoulders, things like that. I'm starting to notice the difference in that. And all my friends again, because I'm wearing shorts that are not tight, that are loose on me. They're obviously seeing the results as well. Not that they want to admit because they're jealous. They're just sitting there and complaining. Oh, I can't do this. I want to lose weight, and eating a hamburger or something like that. It's so tough to lose weight. While eating a slice of pizza. Yeah, it's tough. You know, it takes effort. So there's definitely, I think the most important thing is what you need to know is how it makes you feel, not what everybody else notices and looks at you. But that's my opinion. So
And I respect that 100%. So when you say, yeah, when you say it's how you feel, bring that into context, like previously to signing up, or like, when we had our very first consultation, everything, were you a bit skeptical that you thought like, will this work for me? Or it's like, I've tried so many things, 15 years stuck, like, what if it doesn't work out? Like, did you think that, or did you say no, like, I know it will work?
it was a while ago, and at that time my mind wasn't clear, right, as it is now. So I don't remember exactly what I thought. uh, I would have to say that at that time for me, I was at a point where I needed a system to work, right? I couldn't take basically another 3 months of being unhealthy. So I had to, whether it worked or wouldn't work, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't matter. I needed to make it work, right? So, and if you're committed to it, it will work. If you're not committed to it, it will not. Now, when me and you started the first 2 or 3 weeks, I was not really committed, right? We were kind of taking it very easy and feeling each other out, right? Because I thought, okay, once a week we're gonna just chat, and I'll tell you what I did, my progress, things like that. Well, you know it didn't turn out to be like that. You turned out to be a coach, like I had when I used to play basketball, where you would stay. We would chat every day. You would check my progress. You would ask me questions. You would make recommendations. For the first about 10 days, 2 weeks, you were really monitoring me, everything I did. What I ate, if I exercised, how much I slept, everything. And based on that, you fine tune the system based on my habits and all the other results. You fine tune, your kinetic method into a system that, worked, that basically that I'm still using, that made all this difference. So it's, if you're gonna go in and thinking, well, if you question the system, it's not gonna work. That's basically what I was trying to say. Just trust Morrow, and he will guide you to where you want to get to as far as the results in your body, health, and mind goes.
Appreciate that, man. So that's it from my end. No more questions for you. This case study interview. If you've got any last words for somebody watching who's still on the fence, who thinks like, yeah, you know, I failed so many times. I'm not sure if I should give it a shot. Do you have any last words for a person like that?
Yeah. So again, in business, and I think you only work exclusively with business owners, entrepreneurs, C-level people. Uh, I'm sure you failed before, right? You wouldn't be here if you haven't failed before and didn't get back up, right? So same thing. I failed, with health for the past, 15, maybe even 20 years, right? I've tried numerous diets, numerous. Every year, at least 4 or 5 times, I would try a different diet and I failed. The biggest reasons I failed because I was not committed, right? And I didn't have that guidance and that coaching, right? That I have now, and that's basically what it takes to success. And again, even if you break or if you make a mistake or if you fail, and I failed, I many times in the last 12 weeks, but you just have to push through it, right? Don't look back, forget about it, move on. If I would be, I guess, more committed in the beginning, I would have seen much better results now. I probably would have fit into a medium shirt by now. So, but that's on me. But I still stuck through it, and there were times, I got stuck. I remember about 4 weeks into it, I dropped 8 pounds, 8 9 pounds, and I got stuck at 236 pounds. Right? If you remember, for about 3 weeks, I was stuck. Now, had it been before, I would have given up. I'm like, that's it. My body doesn't want. I don't want to deal with this, because you exercise hard, you're eating less, and you're stuck. What's happening, right? For 3 weeks. But I pushed through it. I pushed through it, and now I'm at the next level where I'm about 225, and I'm gonna, continue to push through this and push through this. So, uh, you're gonna fail. You're gonna make mistakes. The main thing is just don't give up. If health is important to you, trust the process, trust the system, trust Morrow, and he will get you there.
Thanks so much, man. Once again, appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I wanted to thank you because you're doing this. Obviously, you get paid for it, but you're helping. You've helped me. You're continuing to help me, and you're going to continue to help me. And I try to refer you to anybody who I think would needs your help. And really, I should be thanking you and not you thanking me, because what you give is life, right? How much is your life cost, right? Can you put a price on your life? Maybe you can, but it's going to be a tiny, tiny fraction of what you can pay to guarantee you live long and happy. And that's the way I look at it. It's an investment into your life.
That's very well said, man. Yeah, actually a good headline. So speaking from business owner to business owner, from marketer to marketer, that's a good headline. That's a great message to end this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still thank you. Thanks for committing, for really showing up. You've achieved some pretty big work. As I said, not just in terms of the numbers, but if we look at the full picture, especially where you were with your lifestyle, with your habits. Some people come in, they just they already sleep well, everything is well. They just have like that last layer of fat. But with you, it was really, hey, your health was on like not just the
Yeah.
back seat,
No.
but 20 back seats. So we had to move it and push it into the cockpit, and now it's there,
Yeah.
man.
There was a
Now it
lot. Yeah.
only can move
Yeah. There was
forward.
a lot of moving. One thing I'm going to mention. I don't know if you still do this or not. But when I signed up, Mara sent me a Fitbit. And so one of the questions, he asked me before about, the measurements and the difference in body. So I had it on the last notch, right? Because it needed to move a little freely, like not tight. So last 2 3 weeks I've been moving notches up and up because it was just basically sliding all over the place. It was like I thought I was going to lose it. So just wanted to mention that. So if I don't know if you're still doing that or not, but I got lucky. So, but that's definitely my everything is getting like skinnier.
Nice. Yeah. As long as it's not like a hula hoop ring, then it's
Yeah,
good.
I'll tape it at that time.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm still doing it. It also helps with the accountability to track
Yeah.
everything, just as we did with you.